Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Isabelle, the belle half of Peybelle, and it is time once again for a monthly K-pop recap. This time I'll be going over February's releases. February was an interesting time to be a K-pop fan. If you are in the know about current events, I know things have been a little bit stressful, especially over the last couple weeks in K-pop. However, I am choosing to focus on specifically the music of February rather than anything else going on. I'm sure there are plenty of channels who have discussed everything else. The only thing of relevance that I think I should talk about is the drama with kpop and Spotify. Now, I didn't really think that this would affect me too much, and I don't know why I thought that. I think I thought it because I have so many physical CDs and I watch a lot of videos on YouTube that I would remain pretty much unaffected. However, in the process of making this video even, I realized how my to listen playlist got gutted by fallout of the disagreement between the companies. So it made it a little more challenging for me to put together this video than usual. However, I persevered, and luckily most new releases do not have the same licensing deal with kpop that many of the older releases do. So I was able to finish my research with little interference, I would say. So I am so excited to be talking about all of February's releases with you, and once again we'll be going through them kind of category by category, and I hope you learn a lot about the new releases. There are plenty of rookies this month, so without further ado, let's jump into it. As usual, we're going to get started with girl groups, as they are the reason that I am into K-pop. There actually weren't a lot of comebacks or singles this month from girl groups. February was actually pretty light on girl groups and soloists in general, but I would be remiss to exclude all of the amazing debuts that happened this month. My favorite of which is Tribe's Doom Doom Ta. I think Tribe made me a little bit wary at first when I heard their name and I saw a little bit about their concept. I was really hoping that there would be no native imagery, as we have noticed a big problem with cultural appropriation in K-pop as of late and basically throughout the industry as a whole. So I am really glad that we do not have to contend with that, at least from this first release. So that made me really excited. I was actually surprised at how much I enjoyed Tribe's mini, which is Doom Doom Ta and Loca. I think the songs are really unique, very vibrant, really colorful to listen to, and I think that if they continue in this direction, they could be a real contender in 4th gen K-pop. I think they are really awesome, and I hope they continue on in their current direction. In addition to Tribe, we also had the debuts of Pixie and what I find to be the most exciting new group to me personally, which is qodes. Qodes have a really cool virtual reality kind of concept where all of their current content is being released in terms of like unlocking achievements, and I think that's really cool. And my favorite B-side from a girl group this month goes to La 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 from qodes, which I think is an amazing song. I think qodes's 4 songs that they've released with their debut are almost unpolished, I would say. I think they seem kind of homegrown, which is really interesting from K-pop as an industry, which has been criticized, of course, for being really formulaic and for being predictable. And I think in the case of Pixie, I was really excited for their concept. However, their song I found a little bit lackluster, considering what interesting takes we've heard from girl groups, especially new debut girl groups from recent memory. I think Pixie's song kind of sounds, YG adjacent, almost like a Blackpink song a little bit, which I love. I think it's a good song. It just didn't do anything special for me. But qodes, La La La, and Be Me, and all of their other songs so far, as well as their concept in general, have been really compelling to me. And knowing that qodes are participating in the process so early, I think is extremely, extremely cool, especially from girls who are so young, 97 to 2002. I think that is something that you don't see every day. So I'm really, really excited to see how they go and I want to watch them grow, especially considering that they said, especially with La La La, that the concept toward it was equality, you know, and seeing the video, you know what that means, and I'm excited about that. Moving on to boy groups, I have to say my favorite comeback from a boy group this month has to go to ONF's Beautiful Beautiful. My jaw pretty much dropped when I heard this song for the first time. I thought it was so different. I've been listening to ONF, you know, keeping up with their releases as they came out. Nothing about it really stood out, but this album, as well as this title track, I think is their strongest material yet. Considering that they're with Stone, knowing that the budget for this release definitely went into A, the video, but also B, the album as a whole, I think is really what ONF needed. I think it is such a boost for their brand and their recognition that this song can definitely launch them into the next stage of stardom in K-pop. I would really venture to say I think they are capable of a lot of really cool things. The breakdown in this song is so cool, and I really want to hear more of this from them in the future. I think that will really make me an ONF fan. I don't know what their fans are called, but if they keep on with this, I will become whatever it is. When it comes to debuts from boy groups, this month has to go to the highly anticipated Kingdom and their debut song Excalibur. I think a lot of people were really, really interested in Kingdom's concept as they were releasing teaser images, with how strong they leaned into the Kingdom Knight Excalibur sword concept. That is something that you don't see every day, especially from boy groups. I think the last time we saw something like this was probably when ATEEZ kept on with the pirate concept, and you know how everybody is super into the sword concept and things like that, and knowing that their member names, Ivan, Arthur, you know, everybody is really leaning into that, I think is super, super cool. And honestly, I was not disappointed when it came to Excalibur, either the song itself, the stages, all of their music show performances have been incredible, and I think really lend to the concept even more than the song itself does, with all of the additional songs on their album, with a special shout out to Picasso, my favorite, as a connoisseur of art as metaphor for love and love as metaphor for art kind of concept. I think we can expect nothing but good things from them. Kingdom have a lot of potential, and I'm really excited to see them meet it. I really hope that they know that they're doing amazing, especially right out of the gate. A lot of comments I've seen on their debut performances have to do with how polished they look as a rookie group, and I really hope that they are proud of their debut, and I'm excited to see what else will come from these boys and their concept. These are my good sons. There was definitely no shortage of B-sides from boy groups this month, and I actually found it quite difficult to decide on one top song. However, I definitely had to check out CIX. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If it's 6, I'm very sorry. I'm not super acquainted with them. However, after a comment on my January recap from user ArrowC123 asking me what I thought about cinema, I really wanted to make sure that I checked out their whole album, and oh my goodness, round 2 hit me like a ton of bricks, especially that bridge, that acapella sort of breakdown, very 90s. I have listened to just that part of it probably 100 times by now. I really think that it is a cool song. It's super groovy and not something that you hear every day from boy groups, especially. I enjoyed Cinema. I think it is a strong song, especially for a title. Not my favorite from this month, as you can see, but round two, if you're gonna check out one song from them, round two definitely has to be it right now. An honorable mention to ONF's Secret Triangle. I like that song a lot. I thought that one was amazing. Not as strong as Beautiful Beautiful and not as strong as round two. Definitely a second place pick. However, I would be remiss not to mention it just because I enjoyed it so much. But really, I recommend both songs. Round two is actually really, really good. You know, I keep thinking about it now, and I think I might have to put it on my best B-sides of the year. We'll see how I feel. There's still 10 months to go. So stay tuned, but I have a good feeling about it so far. As usual, soloists really showed out this month. I found it extremely difficult to choose my favorite release in this category. I think I thought that choosing favorites from all the other categories would be really tough, but oh my goodness, January and February have both been a race to the top for soloists. I have to give my favorite solo comeback of February to Sunmi though, because Tail is Sunmi in full form. I think she is compelling, a powerful, charismatic performer. The song is so cool. The video is so strong. The choreography is really neat. I know that they have had to change it because a lot of people find it too suggestive for music shows. However, I am of the opinion that it just goes to show how true to herself Sunmi always stays, and I am really proud of her for that. I think that she is who she is, unapologetically so, just like Hyuna, just like Chungha. And speaking of Chungha, she has my favorite B-sides, and this almost went to Wonho. However, Chungha's album is so long and she has so many B-sides. I think just by the key of volume she had to take it. Both Demente and Lemon are extremely strong tracks, and while Bicycle is really strong, I found myself listening over and over and over to Demente and Lemon one after the other, which is how they appear on the album. And the features are effortless. I think she had a real vision for the way she wanted her album to sound, and she followed it all the way through to the production. And I think Chungha has really made a voice for herself as a performer, as a soloist, and kind of as a legend. I think she is one of those performers who can really become an icon the way that Hyuna, the way that Sunmi have. And I'm excited to see that happen as we move forward, especially considering how young she is. I think it will be really cool to watch her grow, and I'm excited to. If you have not already guessed from the Everything About Me, my favorite music video this month has to go to Momoland for Wrap Me in Plastic. It is so up my alley that this was not a question. This was definitely the first thing that I chose for my favorites list this month, not only because I checked out this song out of order. The way I listen to the songs, I try to listen to them as they were released so I can kind of get a feel for the soundscape of the industry, as pretentious as that sounds. I like to listen to the songs that came out on the first before the songs that came out but on the second, and so on and so forth. And Momoland I went out of order for because I love Momoland. I am a diehard Mary and I wanted to check out their song, and oh my goodness, I am so glad I did. The song is really fun. The dance is probably one of the only TikTok dances that I can actually do because it's kind of simple. And the video is so my aesthetic. all of the pink, the vaporwave, the rainbow, all of that. And you cannot tell me that it doesn't look amazing in the new frame that I made. So I think that goes to show that it was definitely my favorite music video of the month. I think there were other really strong ones. I would definitely say Beautiful Beautiful is one, and Bicycle are up there as well. However, it without a doubt has to go to Wrap Me in Plastic just because it is so aesthetically pleasing, especially coming off of Ready or Not, which had a similar aesthetic with the pink and the textures and kind of that early 2000s, late 90s, sometimes even a callback to the 80s, that very girly, plasticky, doll-like aesthetic. And I think it matches the song concept perfectly, it matches Momoland's concept perfectly, and it really suits my interests, so couldn't be anyone else. For my favorite album as a whole, could it be anyone other than SHINee Don't Call Me? SHINee come back, I think the entire industry quakes a little bit, just knowing that they're still out there and that they are as powerful as ever. As not a card-carrying shovel, but someone who absolutely respects and adores SHINee for their musicianship and their leadership in the industry, as well as their friendship to one another and everything that they have contributed. I think it goes without saying that everybody has high expectations for them, and with Don't Call Me, they absolutely exceeded them. Every song on Don't Call Me is incredible. It just lends to SHINee's perfect discography, as everybody expected. I think my favorite B-side from them is definitely Code. However, every song is perfect. Like, you cannot go wrong listening to a single one, and Don't Call Me is somehow the perfect blend of classic SM sound that SHINee had when they were making music before any of them enlisted, and current SM. I'm not sure who the production team behind it is. I could definitely look it up, but I think it really suits them where they are now. It's modern but classic. It's forward thinking in a way that only SHINee can pull off, and you absolutely have to check out this album. I won't allow any different. And speaking of modern SM sound, my favorite non-Korean release this month has to go to NCT 127 for their mini album Loveholic, featuring the title track Gimme Gimme. Gimme Gimme is absolutely NCT music. It is the perfect blend of vocals and noise in a way that only they can pull off. However, my favorite songs off Gimme Gimme are actually not the title, as usual. You know, I say it like it's a surprise. It's definitely not a surprise. Chica Bom Bom is my favorite, but I actually really enjoy Lipstick as well as Right Now. Right Now has a sort of groovy feel, and Johnny's rap actually is really, really good. I say it with surprise, but also with love. I think it is the kind of music that NCT should continue to make, and after coming off of Resonance, I think it was a solid release, and definitely my favorite, though I have to say Needs You with Poppin' Shakin' is definitely another one. I'm not really sure what's going on with Nizio. I have to watch some more videos about them, but definitely check them out as well. They're really talented girls. And when it comes to my miscellaneous category, the really only thing I wanted to talk about would be Purple Kiss's pre-debut single, Can We Talk Again? I think going for a mid-tempo, almost ballady concept is really, really cool, especially for a highly anticipated girl group. I don't know if everybody would call Purple Kiss highly anticipated, but they've been rumored to debut for what feels like years, and I was really excited to see that they've put out a pre-debut single, which is why I didn't wait to talk about them. Most of the time I try to wait until after a debut so I can talk about their debut. However, I could not wait on this one. The video is so beautiful and elegant, and the song showcases their extremely strong vocals and how talented these girls are. So I am really excited to see what they can bring to the table in the future when it comes to any future releases. I think they are going to continue to be strong, especially if this is how they're showing out so early on in their careers. So definitely check them out. Keep your eyes on them. They are going to be doing some big things. I feel like this video was really short. I don't know why. Probably because February is the shortest month. Possibly also because a lot of the same category of music were released. Not a lot of girl group comebacks, but a lot of girl group debuts. Same thing with boy groups putting out full albums, as well as soloists. So I really tried to whittle down my choices here to my ultimate favorites for this month, but you can absolutely talk to me in the comments if you think there's one that I missed. I am sure that there are other artists that I have neglected to mention, but definitely enjoyed. Suran, Wonho, I think I mentioned. So definitely let me know if I missed your favorite. I would love to give them a shout out if they have another comeback coming up, or possibly in another form in any of my other videos. I hope you enjoyed listening to me rant a little bit about the kind of music that I like, and I hope you stick around for any future videos. Definitely hit the subscribe button. We would love to chat with you a little bit later too. I hope you are all doing really, really well, and stay healthy, stay happy, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.